I guess that's it. Okay, so we're recording now. News from ELC Educational, Executive Leadership Conference that happened last weekend. Just for a little information, I didn't get to go because I got sick at the last minute, kind of a gland infection of some sort, and it was a little yucky, so I ended up not going. But I did stalk email and Facebook the whole weekend trying to figure out what was going on, and didn't succeed a whole lot, but at least I knew that stuff was going on. So okay, so the first slide is the general thing that came out of it was that the Home Office shared with everybody a heartfelt apology for last year and a complete understanding of how much trouble we had and how hard it was, emotionally, time-wise, and also financially on a lot of people. So they do know that. They're not oblivious to it. I think it was just so widespread that, they had to stop, thinking about it or something. I'm not sure. It was really awful. I know, kind of understand how they felt because I felt the same way. But acknowledging 2016 is absolutely important, but we need to at some point go on into the future. So they also shared their vision for the coming year and that they have a lot of things in place to achieve that vision. They're working diligently to achieve that, and I think this is really going to be the year to see, for everybody to really grow. Okay. Alrighty, so one of the first things, and I'm going to speed talk through this a little bit because I want to get to other things and I don't want to go too much more than an hour today. So number one, Disney trip has been extended through the end of February. So if you're at all close you can go ahead and make up the difference that you lacked and go ahead and earn that trip. And of course, I hope you all realize that if you can't actually go on the trip, or if winning it for one, it just isn't enough to take your whole family, then you can take $1,000 for that trip in cash and use it on something else. So winning is always, always a good thing to get you cash and or the trip. So the trips are actually more valuable than the cash. It would cost you more to go on that trip than the $1,000. So the value lies in going in the trip if you possibly can. Number two, they're delaying the usual Connect 4 until March. If you haven't been around all that long, they usually this time of year they have a 4-month in a row challenge to make, and it involves sales and recruiting to earn your way to convention. Now, this year they're going to have the Connect 4, but it's not going to be attached to convention. And there's been a lot of feedback with that's unacceptable because that's how people get to convention. They don't have the extra cash to get there and they can earn their way. So I heard yesterday that Home Office is working on an alternative to that. But the Connect 4 is going to be a consistency challenge, but it won't start till March. So sometime in February they'll give us the information. They usually don't give it to us too far in advance so that we don't start holding sales. And we all do that. So be looking for that information to come out in February. The Moore store is now run by a boutique company, and you can access it right here at myubamboutique.com, where you can purchase logo wear like the pictures on the left all year long, which is nice because if you, unfortunately can't make it to convention, I hope that's not true of any of you guys, you can still get some logo well, and B, maybe you want to spread out the cost of it through the year and you don't have the money at convention having just gotten there. Buy it at a later time. I did hear though that the cost is a little more on the boutique than it is at convention, but I don't know what that means exactly, but you work out the details of your finances. So here's a big one, number 4, shipping is all caught up. And I had an order come to my house at my door in less than a week from ordering day to actually arrival. So I am quite impressed with that. That's the way it used to be. If you're new and you don't remember that, we used to get, here in Missouri, I would get my books in 2 to 3 days. So I think we're getting back to that, and hallelujah, I'm so excited. That is such a comfort. So yes, shipping is all caught up. There are a few stuck orders still. And if you have one or you know one in your team, please send either Sharon or myself the details of it, and that would be their ID number, their order number, the number of their support ticket if they sent one in, and a little bit of the details. Don't get too wordy. It takes so long to figure out what you're saying that it's frustrating, and you'll get looked at a lot sooner if you keep it very succinct as to what you want, exactly what you want. Okay, send that on to us and we'll forward that on. Okay, I think that's all on that one. So the next one, day of UBAM, and I misspelled that. If you see that up at the top, I'm going to correct it right now. B-A-M. Okay, I do know how to spell that. Typo. February 25th. So on February 25th, there will be activities. The idea is to connect with your teams, re-energize, get some training, have some camaraderie, just put the excitement back in your team after a really rough year. There'll be trainings, challenges that will help build your business for the rest of the year. Now, I think home office is going to provide a few things, but if you want to connect with other team leaders and group together and do your training, I believe I'm going to do a live one on February 25th that we will also Zoom record it or have it live Zoom on as well. So anybody in the St. Louis area or nearby that wants to come together with me, we can work on that. So at least mark your calendars, start brainstorming with other leaders, and look for more information. So the words behind it is rolling out new information, get your team back to our mission, which is important, and get your feet back into business. Day of UBAM, February 25th. Okay, convention logo, book to the future. It's a good time of year to start with your teams, challenging, promoting, asking, doing all kinds of things to get them thinking about going to convention. Okay. Oh, Heather, I did look up the word camaraderie. There's 2 different spellings in it. You can look up the way I spelt it too. My husband and I had a long conversation about it. Yes, I understand that. So book to the future, that's going to be the logo. So I think there's a key word in this logo, booking. And I know that in February, Sharon and I are going to do a booking challenge for our team. I suggest that you all think about doing a booking challenge. In fact, on the ShareLean page, we can share ideas of what are the best booking challenge instead of everybody reinventing the wheel. I know Mandy and Brittany just had a booking challenge. It was really cute. It was a snowball or something like that challenge, and it was really cute. But a booking challenge is a great idea in February to get people back to working and to contact their leads, because after December, they're tired. They don't want to look at those leads again. They feel like maybe they're old or cold, but they're not. And if they just start contacting, they're going to end up with a lot of business, and this business could possibly set them up for the rest of the year. So it's a very good thing to do. And we know that in all the things we want to do with our businesses, it starts with booking, because that's where we meet the people and then from there we find the recruits and those who want to promote and building teams and so on and so forth. So booking is your baseline that working on is important. Okay. So we have a new phone system, and I'm pretty excited about this. It sounds like it's pretty slick. It offers prompts and guides to callers to help them get to the right person, whether they are a consultant or a customer. Some of the new options are going to be for consultants, refunds, an option for change of address, or even a time-sensitive option, which I think is really good. It is up and running right now, and you can see the number on the left in the picture right there. You'll also be given a number in line, a queue, so you'll know how many callers are waiting ahead of you. And then there's a new callback option, which wasn't working before. It may be working now. It might be something you can check out before you tell your team that it's working. So you can, if you've got maybe 10 people ahead of you and you know the wait is going to be too long for your time frame, you might go ahead and ask to have a callback. And I did hear that if it's at 5 o'clock, all the callback things will then stop for the evening, and then you'll be picked up, same number in line the next morning. So that's a nice thing to feel comforted with. So if if you're number 2, you'll still be number 2 for a callback in the morning. Okay, so the top leaders at this event realized that amazing things were going to happen in 2017. And the general consensus is that the team leaders that went to this and the upper level execs and above are all in, and they're going to keep going. Now, this brings me to a point that I've been thinking about. There are 2 types of people. There are those that take advantage of opportunities in difficult times. There's always opportunities when things are not going well. And the person that takes advantage of it is usually on top when everything smooths out, okay? The second type of person, too much difficulties, they shut down, quit, stop working, whatever it is. And then when it all smooths out, those are the people that say, I wish I would have stayed with it. I know that when I've been with the company for a long time, so I have lots of experiences, more than you all have, that helped me a lot. And one of them was that shortly after I became a consultant and I promoted to team leader, the company went through a commission change, and it was not a good one. And it slashed our commissions more than half. And I can tell you that people were quitting right and left. My thought, though, at the moment, I wasn't particularly wise, but my thought was, I'm still making more money staying at home with my kids than I could at a part-time job or any place else. So I thought, well, I'm sticking around. Well, the company quickly realized some mistakes and gave back most of our commission. They got it into a more reasonable realm. And I was actually at that point went from being a small team leader to one of the top team leaders because I stuck around and just kept going, worked through the difficulties, saw the opportunities that went along with it, and just was propelled to the top very quickly. So again, I'm telling you that there is opportunity in difficulties. And I know Winston Churchill, which I put on the Sherilyn page, agrees with me. I was happy to see that quote. So, okay, the company, I believe, now I'm not totally sure about this, I'm sort of sure about it, but that the company's projections for last year were to hit 500 million in sales. Obviously, we didn't hit that. I do think we hit 100 million in spite of the troubles, which that's a phenomenal thing right there. But their projected sales were 500 million, and I think they've gone back to that projected sales, but they truly believe that it's going to be more than that, that they think that's a low projection. They do think we will surpass it this year if we can stay out of trouble. But anyway, so I was thinking, how much of that 500 million or more do each of you want to be a part of it? You know, Tabitha Roach always encourages all of us to dream big. I mean, that's her mantra, dream big. Dream as big as you possibly can. And I used to say, yeah. But really, I totally believe her. And I think after coming out of 2016, 2017 is an opportunity to think big and to grow big, and it's our time. And last year at convention, they gave me a button that said we were a $4 million team. The year before, we were a $2 million team. So we jumped $2 million in a year, right? Nice. The actual number, though, which they projected it on the screen, and I didn't get it written down before it was gone, so I don't have it in my notes, that it was actually closer to 5 million. So we were actually closer to a 5 million team last year. And I believe without a doubt that we will easily hit 10 million this year. And how much of that do you want to be a part of it? And the truth of the matter is, from last year, it would have been really hard to zoom up to the top from last year, but because of all the trouble we had this year and all the people that have quit and have left, I think it's wide open again, like it was for me at the beginning of my career, to keep growing, keep promoting, keep going. We have everything in place and we have a lot going on. We know how to do this. And I think now's the time to actually execute it. Don't think of yourself as small little team leader, because I believe this is the year that you can grow to a big, big team leader. And quite frankly, I'm going to go along with you here on that whole endeavor. So, okay. The rollback system. So I think you all have seen this on Facebook, but we're rolling back to the old system. The advantages of this is we know the old system. We're not going to struggle on how to do things and things not working. We know it works. It's not fancy, it's bare bones, but it is truly a workhorse, and it can take what we throw into it. However, I'm jumping around here a little bit. They have made enhancements to the old system, and it's the home office that made the enhancements, which is a good thing, because part of our trouble in 2017 was with By Design. They couldn't get them to move quick enough on the things to be fixed. We would find a problem, they would submit the problem. It didn't mean it would be fixed that day or even the next day or maybe that week, because they worked on a different time frame than we did. So that was just one part of the problem with By Design. The old system is going to be run by Home Office, and we know Home Office, they will work 24 hours a day to fix something if they can. And that was the problem with 2017. They weren't always able to do that. So the rollback is going to be January 31st, 10 p.m., and it should be up and running by February 1st, the next day. Okay. Home Office, I said that. Number 2, Home Office will be building a new system, not new, but this system will be building it alongside this system with exactly all the things we want in it. And as I said, it's run by Home Office. Number 4, your ID numbers will return back to a letter and 4 digits. But if you are one of the new ones that receive the larger digit, no letter number, you'll keep it, and it'll be a badge of honor that you joined in one of our most difficult years and survived. But everyone going forward from the rollback will go back to the letter and 4-digit number. They are going to continue to improve this old system all through 2017. So new things will be coming during that time. Also, the system will be down, as I said, a few hours during January 31st and February 1st. I wouldn't plan to use the system during that time, but go ahead and continue scheduling parties, but just don't rely on the system. You can use a flippable catalog, and you can also take orders, have them messaged to you or emailed. I know many people, Brittany, one of them, has used this system when there was lots of trouble. I will find out more details about it and put it on the sharing page so we all know how to use it this way. But you never want to encourage your team to stop working because it's really hard to get them to work again. So, okay. So that's pretty much this part of it, and I'm going to now stop sharing and go and tell you a little bit more. Hi, everybody. Glad you're still here. Hi, Cynthia. So I am going to share a few more pages of things that I am working on. So hold on. Okay. Okay, so I want to bring this up now. Okay, so here we are. It's just a quick page I put together. The whole idea with the new page, the sharing page, it's a direct line to your team, to your directors. Okay, we want to work with that page. We want to work with you guys this year. We want us all to bind together the whole idea. There's several ideas behind it. One is that we want to work smarter, not harder. So we know from experience that if you share the load, and Sharon and I have shared the load of the Dream Builders team since we started from the very beginning. And it's really been amazing and extremely helpful. So if we all work together and share the load, we can all do more with less work. So that's one of the things we're going to do this year. We're going to offer events, and I have them listed on this page. The second point about us all working together is that it'll be a way that new team leaders can get trained pretty easily. They can work with experienced leaders on teams. They can see how we do things, and they can add their energy, their new thoughts, their new ideas, their inexperience to our experience, our wisdom, our ways of knowing what works and what doesn't work. We can combine this all together, and as a team, we can be pretty dynamic, a dynamic team. I know lots of new team leaders complain that there's not enough training for them, that they really don't know what they're doing, and I understand that. I think that's true, that we haven't offered them enough training. So in this way, I think we will be able to give them more training, so they have just a clue as to what is expected of them as a team leader. So I wanted to share a little bit about some of the events. The first one is a take-a-look. Now, we've been doing take-a-looks. Before I go on, though, I do want to say that if you're a team leader, that you already have your systems in place, you are not required to work with this team. There's no requirement at all. I'm not going to be, I don't really want somebody working that doesn't really want to be here, or it's going to cause too much stress in their life. Or if they're already have their own things that is working set up, that's great. I'm terribly happy for you. But still keep your face on the Sharelene page, so you might be able to pick up anything you want from there and use it for your own team. It's okay, and we're happy you're with us. So, but to take a look, we've done it for about a year. There's been about, I would say, 8 team leaders working together, and we all have put together or shared our own take a look posts in Post My Party or one of the other things, and then we just schedule a team leader to post and facilitate that training. Now, within it, we always encourage all the team leaders to be there if they have a person that's going to attend, because they're connected to you and you can help answer their questions, and it's better if you're there than if you're not there. But occasionally it happens, you can't be there, and that's okay. The facilitator will be your voice to that person. Be encouraging, be understanding, be inspiring, and then report back to you if that person has an interest in something. For example, I always ask them if they would like a recruiting packet or something like that, and then I report back to their team leader, if I can figure out who it is, that they would like a packet. So we're going to continue that, though. What I'd like to do with all these events is that teams of 3 will be in charge for a quarter. So the first quarter, I have these people set up. So that's January, February, and March. Since we didn't really have this in place in January, the first quarter will only be 2 months, but these people have been working already, so they're really not getting out of anything. So Lauren, Tam, Mandy, Brittany are all working on the Take a Look. They've all been a part of it before, so they kind of know what they're doing already. I think Mandy's a little new, but she's a quick study. And so they'll be running this quarter's Take a Looks, and they'll be posting it on the Sharelene page and some other pages as well. Okay, so you can join in, try to be a part of it if you can. The next thing we're going to offer, and oh, by the way, that Take a Look happens once a week. So, and they're on Thursdays, and they're at 8 o'clock Central Time. The second one is a Take a Peek into Promoting. This is going to be a one-time event once a month. We'll be posting about all the information about possibly taking that step to promoting to team leader Lauren Bishop, Heather McConley, and Charlene Harris will be running this. It'll happen around the 15th, I believe, of the month. There is a calendar posted on the Sharelene page where you can find out the exact times of all of these things. We will be very encouraging, very inspirational. We'll answer questions, and if we have someone with a lot of questions or you need to know this, we'll report back to you. But if you can possibly be there, it's once a month. I encourage you to be there because you'll want to see everything that your consultant is hearing and everything they think about it, okay? Number 3, new consultant training. So I think this is great because this is one of the hardest things for a new team leader to do. Let's see. Somebody's chatting me. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me answer these questions really fast. Do you know if there'll be a Connect 3 or 4? No, I don't know exactly. It'll be a Connect something, and the information will come out in February. And then, okay, I think that's all for the chat. Alrighty, so new consultant training is a 30-day event where we're going to go through, and I'm currently working on that right now, and I'm going back through it since we are now going to go back to the old system to put in different training material in it. And I will have that ready by February 1st, Lord willing. And so we will run it every 30 days, and everybody on it will be cleaned out after the 30 days, and then we will run it again the next month. So there'll always be a chance for a consultant to come in and start catching up and learning all the training. I know with the Facebook post and Facebook events, you can join at any time until it's over, and then you can't anymore, but a new one will be starting. So every 30 days we'll run new consultant training. We will have facilitators for that. Right now, I know I am the only facilitator, but I am working on people facilitating with me, and there are volunteers. I just haven't personally talked with them yet, so I didn't want to scare them by throwing their name on here. And so I'll be answering questions, I'll be encouraging, so on and so forth. But again, if you have a new team leader, a new team member here, come check it out. It runs for 30 days. You don't have to live on here, but you can check it out. Okay, number 4, promoting to leadership month 1. We're going to work together. It'll run for 30 days, and it's all geared to doing that first month, getting that first month behind you in promoting to team leader. There's something for camaraderie on that, synergy. People working together is part of the process. The excitement of somebody doing something and the challenge to the others, I can do that too. So Sharon is listed on here to facilitate that. There are others, but again, I haven't talked to them personally in that'll be month 1. Then after month 1, we'll start running month 2. And these will run every 30 days. And there'll be a team working on month 1 and a team working on month 2. And they will have a commitment of 3 months, 1 quarter. Okay, and then we'll switch things out. Hopefully everybody will get to work on all these different events so that they can learn how to do it. I know many of you have said, I'd love to help, but I don't feel like I'm good at it. Well, working as a team, even if you're a weaker link, that'll help you be stronger, and you won't be totally responsible for it, so it should take the fear out of it, and then you can actually learn how to be better at it in the comfort of a team, and the comfort of it having already been written for you. So this is another thing. There are a lot of team leaders that have been around for a while, but they haven't picked up the skills they want, so they feel inadequate. This will be a way for them to pick up those skills that they want. Okay, that's pretty much it in terms of events. The Sharelene page is where all the information, hi everybody, will be assimilated, and I'm working really hard. We also on that page, we have a calendar. Ruth Wilson and I are going to try to keep that calendar up to date. It shouldn't be too hard, but it's nice to work with somebody else, so if one forgets, the other one doesn't. Also, we're working on the file system that's on that page. Ideally, I would like to have all the different documents that we all use at work organized into folders, like all home party files, documents will go in one folder, so on and so forth. I have a team already started on that. Michelle Schiller and Brianna, I'm sorry, I've forgotten your last name, but have agreed to start working on that, where they will organize the files. So it should be pretty easy to find something. The last thing I wanted was another dumping ground of files that nobody can find anything on, myself included. So it's a brand new site, so it's a brand new file system, so we're gonna start out right and have it organized from the very beginning. But hopefully this ShareLink page will be a huge resource for you and your teams, so that you can go ahead and make the most of everything. I know in the last year, I have felt like I really needed an assistant, that there was too much on my plate and I just was scrambling to keep up with all of it. And I'm sure you guys feel that a lot too. So I think because most of us can't afford an assistant, this way, working together, we can assist each other and maybe go on and do more and grow our teams larger and larger without feeling all that pressure of I can't keep up. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the recording now. Thank you for listening. Let me find it. Stop.